Good morning, hockey fans. This is Stephen Heisler with HeisHockey.com, the Victorious Hockey Company, and the Junior Hockey Discussion Group on Facebook. You are watching the Junior Hockey Morning Show. We are on the World Sports Broadcasting Network, WSBN.TV, Facebook, Twitter, YouTube, this morning, this afternoon, wherever you are, whatever time you're watching the show. Hope that you are enjoying this great week in hockey. Today is Tuesday, October 3rd, 2023. Most Tuesdays we go with The King, or If I Were King, and that is today's theme. If I were king. Let me just say this. The goals of junior hockey are to promote, develop, and administer the domestic USA Hockey program for junior age players, teams, and leagues. That is the stated purpose of junior hockey in the United States, at least for USA Hockey's purposes. But let's ask the game's fourth liners and healthy scratches, third goalies, how much promotion and development they are experiencing. If I were king of junior hockey, protected rosters would be limited to 19 players. All others are free to go to whatever team wants them. That would make sense. Hockey purists often are heard whining that the junior level has overexpanded, that the leagues are killing the game. I don't agree. Let's use the number 25 as the current size of most protected rosters. Some leagues allow as many as 70, which is ludicrous, but that's them. That's outside the confines or outside the sanctioning of USA Hockey. If junior roster sizes were reduced to 19, every player would be getting the ice time needed to enhance overall development. Let's be realistic. The only logical reason any player should be a healthy scratch should be the result of a disciplinary action. There are also a number of economical advantages to consider as well. The bus costs are the same, but equipment, hotel, and meal expenses are easily reduced by 20% or more. Educational concerns are understandable. Undergraduates should not be moved unless it's within a structure that does not require a school transfer. Obviously, that doesn't affect kids that are doing virtual school. They can pretty much be anywhere they want to be. The same roster size concept should be applied to the pay-to-play level as well, probably even more so. I have to believe that parents are going to be more than happy than paying 20% more than they currently are if it means that little Johnny's actually going to play. Something else, if a pay-to-play team is taking all the money up front, the player has to play and dress in every game. If he's healthy enough to do so or is not in trouble for behavioral issues. Goalies are an entirely different animal. They shouldn't be more than two. So we're saying 15 and 2. Maybe you have 17 skaters and 2 goalies, but it shouldn't be more than 2 goalies in a roster. Not an active protected roster. You may have 3 guys in town and 1 guy's willing to stick around off the roster. You may have 4 or 5 more skaters in town that are willing to stick around off the roster, but you're not going to charge those kids full price. No way. The coach feels strongly enough about a player that he wants to offer a contract and take the family's money, then the goalie or skater should be entitled to play in an equal amount of games. Makes sense. He's paying to play. Failure to do so should result in an outright release and prorated refund based on the number of minutes played. Here's where this comes from. One NA3HL coach team this past weekend has 3 goalies on his roster. In their 3-game weekend series, the self-centered coach decided to play the NAHL veteran goalie in all 3 of those games. Screw the other 2 kids that paid to be there probably. The NAHL player probably didn't pay anything, but he's the one getting all 3 starts. Doesn't make any sense. That's reason number 24. That coach will never get another one of our players. He got players the first year he was there and never again. Roster deadline dates would have to be adjusted, and the restriction of movement between the tiers would have to be eliminated. The developmental advantages far exceed the logistical headaches of moving players from team to team. Maybe such a practice would force a number of unsanctioned programs back into the fold of USA Hockey. Worst things can happen. Water will always find its place. And junior hockey should do the same thing. We need to stop blowing smoke up kids' butts, parents' backsides in order to get their money and let them play, wherever that may be. It's got to be time, right? I mean, we know after a while that certain programs are just not worth the money. We tell kids all the time, or families all the time, here are the teams that we believe in. Here are the coaches that we believe in. And we like to keep our players within our certain network. Makes sense. Have a good relationship with those programs and those coaches. And in almost every case, kids get more than what they expect. It's when they drop outside of that box and go out on their own and don't take that advice is where we run into problems every single year. There's a GMHL team that is folding this week. I called that coach up yesterday. What's going on? Why did you guys fold? None of your business. Okay. Well, pretty much I can guarantee you that I'm never going to recommend that players go to the GMHL, with one exception. Mo Mantha's up there. I trust Mo Mantha. He'll make sure the kids get what they pay for. Otherwise, the rest of the league is a no-go, period. The NOJHL, Northern Ontario Junior Hockey League, like the Sioux Eagles, won't suggest any player go to any other team up there. That's the way it is. Commissioner's a donkey. That's my opinion. But that's what you get when you work with an advisor that has a pretty wide network. We're going to already have experience with most operators in most leagues. We're going to know where the best place to go is and what's not. Listen, we don't make choices. We don't make final decisions. That's up to the families. But the A, B, and C options that we offer are going to be with people that we trust. Does that mean a 19-man roster is the way to go? I felt that way for years. Get an argument here and there. They want to make budgets, but making your budget's not about development. Again, pay-to-play players will pay more if they're guaranteed to play. What a great concept. That's it for today, folks. Hope that you enjoy your morning coffee and have a great